What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Late Round Fantasy Football Show, sponsored by DraftKings. Only a few more weeks till the season starts. We are in the absolute thick of it. JJ and I have a road trip, so that's why we're doing this show a day earlier. We got round 6 through 10 targets to talk about. We got some news, lots of hype out there. And what's real, what's not. We got the unofficial depth charts that we got to decode, and we're going to talk about Jaden Reed. Should we be worried? Should we not be worried? So it's an interactive show. We get down and nerdy. Stick around. It's the Late Round Fantasy Football Show, sponsored by DraftKings.
I don't think you shared the screen yet, Kitchen.
No, I did. It's right here.
Oh my gosh. Just ruining the transition.
I know.
For the record, everyone, Kitchen, it was past 3 o'clock and Kitchen was just not there. Like he's this close to not even making this road trip with me.
I was here.
He's not going to be a late round.
I was here. Then I was like, okay, I've been working on some stuff, JJ. And then I was like, I don't have any water because you said water. And I was like, I need to go get water. Then we don't have any ice. Then I grab a lukewarm Coke Zero. Like it's lukewarm right now, but I don't care because I'm parched. But the intro was, I thought the intro was fire. I don't care. But welcome to the show. Sorry about the not sharing the screen, but we're going to have a fun show. JJ, how are you doing right now?
A little tense after that start, but I'm good. Training camp is happening. Drafts are happening. We got the Fantasy Football Expo this weekend that I am very excited about. You're flying into Charlotte tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we're going to road trip up to Canton.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. But yeah, I'm excited for it all. If anyone watching is going to be there, let us know.
Yeah, I've been getting a few emails about like what to do. Like I've never been to the Hall of Fame. This is the first time going to the FF Expo. So excited to join in. And you'll be drafting all day Saturday. I'll just be hanging around. I'll probably doing best ball drafts while you're doing that.
I got to probably. You should live stream a best ball draft from the Hall of Fame.
From the corner of the room.
Yeah, from the corner of the room. I got to defend my title in the Kings Classic. I won the snake draft last year. And so it was my first year in that division too. Got the W. My goal is to never lose. Do
they relegate in that league?
They do. So I moved. There's two divisions.
Yeah.
And I started in the lower one the first year I went to the Expo because, obviously then moved up to the other one last year. And then I won it last year. It's pretty sweet.
Very nice. As far as I know, you're wondering, like, Kitchen, how is your stacked league going?
Kitchen, how's your stacked league going?
I knew you were wondering that. So yeah, we're in the stacked league where $10,000 is donated to the winners charity, or 5,000 winners charity, 5,000 to Fantasy Cares. They gave me the 1.12, which is okay. And I've been, basically both times it's been my turn. So we're in the 5th round now. I haven't picked yet, but both times we have had more options than it's not like, oh, I hate this option. It was like, we've got one more options than I like. Like,
yeah. Who are your first 4 picks?
Okay. So I started with Nico and Neighbors.
Okay.
So those were the first 2 picks. I did not draft Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
So he got left out in the cold. It was a tough decision. Your podcast with Reeves where he talked about Antonio Brown upside from Malik Neighbors. I was like, yes, I made the right call because I was stressing leaving out.
I've been pushing Amon-Ra St. Brown and Genty down in my rank because I just want the wide receivers so much.
Yeah. So then it came back around and I had another pick 2 out of 3. And I talked to you about it. It was Garrett Wilson, which we'll talk about actually in our news section in a second. And then I had Jalen Hurts was the guy.
Did you take Garrett Wilson?
I took Garrett Wilson.
Oh, I didn't know you took Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and I took Kenneth Walker.
Oh, so you didn't take Jalen Hurts?
No, did not.
I think I would. I think that my new rankings might. I sent you my new updated rankings because I am not very I haven't been bullish on Garrett Wilson this summer, and
I know.
Yeah,
we're about to talk to him again, but a wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
and we've talked about like in redraft, and honestly, this is an interesting exercise for me to train my brain. I've done over 200 and something best ball drafts.
Yeah.
To train my brain around like, okay, it's just a completely different thing.
Yeah.
When you're filling out your roster.
Totally different.
And so we've talked about ways we can potentially wait on quarterback and tight end, and that's probably what I'll do, not to give away my strategy, but probably what we're going to do. Anyways, that's my fantasy team. I know everyone was curious about that. Thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. They got the draft one, get one. Got best ball week coming up, I think next week or the week after, where they're going to some more promotions, but you can go ahead and get in there now. You can get JJ's DraftKings ranks that you can upload directly in there on the Patreon. So we got the draft guide also, JJ. And you said that this week's draft guide is going to get just absolutely obliterated as far as updates go.
Yeah, I think right now I'm counting them right. I'm going to have probably like 11 updates. 11 updates to the players to target. Some of them are to existing blurbs, but players to target, players to avoid, late round dart throws, a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah. So make sure you're ordering that. Go to lateround.com. Order that. Chandler, what's up? Said, been waiting on this. Let's go.
Nice.
And took G Wilson and KW on the turn in my home league, and I think would rather went quarterback of Wilson. I say, thanks, MJ. Appreciate the confidence there. We'll drown together if that happens, or maybe Garrett Wilson's the wide receiver 3, and will have that wide receiver 1 upside. Darius says we need more FF Expo road trip stories.
Yeah, we'll have some. I'm sure we're going through. We'll go through a little West Virginia.
Yeah.
North Carolina to West Virginia to Ohio. It's like 6.5 hours. Should be fun.
Can we sing the song when we're in West Virginia?
No.
Oh, because you're a Pitt fan.
Yeah, I'm not singing that song.
Oh,
I'm not singing.
I'm singing it. Don't care.
Take me home.
You'll be in the cast. Yeah.
You know that one. You ever see that one video that drunk kid who's talking about when they say West Virginia, they're talking about the western part of Virginia?
No.
Yeah, it's a good viral clip that people should go watch.
All right, this is an interactive show, so we welcome your comments during the stream, after the stream, and always your likes as well. All right, take me to the news of the day.
News!
Thank you. Unofficial depth charts. And if you can't see, if you're just listening to the audio, I did the the alternating caps lock here because people are, they're making some assumptions on these today. I think the best was today, the Broncos unofficial depth chart, which literally listed every single Broncos running back over RJ Harvey.
I think RJ Harvey was like tied with like Tyler Bidet or something like that as RB5 on the team. Yeah.
Literal. So what's your reaction to these unofficial depth charts that these teams send out to the the media, basically?
I could not. Coach speak stuff and beat reports and stuff I am interested in. I could not care less about depth charts. I don't care at all. They're irrelevant. They don't matter. Don't pay attention to them. Interns are putting them together.
Okay, there you go. I looked at one and I didn't even recognize the backup receiver for whoever it was. It might even be like Kansas City. I think it was Kansas City's. It looked like someone had just pasted a name.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of both 1s and 2s. So
yeah.
Yeah. Someone do some research on that and find that name. All right. Next one. Puka stepped on a crack.
Yeah.
And he might have broken Matthew Stafford's back because the guy has a bulging disc, and we are worried, JJ?
little worried. I think that we can move Puka down in the rankings, unfortunately, and I'm gonna have that be the case. I'm trying to pull up my rankings. I'm gonna have that be the case in Friday's update. Yeah, I mean, look, if Matthew Stafford's not 100% and there's at least some volatility to Matthew Stafford, I'm not convinced that Jimmy Garoppolo can just run that offense the same way that Stafford could. And so, yeah, I would have some concern about Nakua, have some concern about Adams, and I have had Adams as a target this offseason. I love Nakua if Stafford's healthy, but I think we got to at least bake this into their cost a little bit more.
Yeah, and someone was mentioning in the news and rumors channel in the Discord for our Patreon members that Jimmy G and Devontae Adams, I guess, had I don't even remember this. They had like a rough
it's because they played together. They played together in Vegas. And Devontae Adams talked about how he was going to get killed playing with Jimmy Garoppolo. And so Adams had to come out and say, like, everything sucked in Vegas. It's not just Jimmy, blah, 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 but it was Jimmy. We know it was Jimmy.
Yeah. MJ says the faith in Jimmy G being serviceable feels very overstated.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward if it has to be Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
It's bad for Kyron Williams too. It's bad for everyone.
Yeah. Tight ends too.
Which, by the way, I don't think you have Kyron Williams on this list today. So I should just throw out there.
You said it wasn't news.
It's not. I'm saying that his new contract should not impact the way you view him at all. Yeah. That's it.
I heard that on the live stream, and I feel like people should have done the same when they listen to your live stream.
There you
go. Benson hype train. We got some Trey Benson love. Basically everybody. Even the number one back is saying that he's going to get more carries.
But I saw Jonathan Gannon kind of say not that. Like, it was more of like these guys are hyping each other up. They're they like each other. They want to be good teammates and stuff. But like, they basically said the better running back will get more touches. And to me, that's James Conner right now. Like, James Conner is just being a good teammate, in my opinion. I didn't think Trey Benson was that good of a prospect versus like where others had him. I thought there were some question marks to his profile. I don't think we saw anything to sway either way last year. So I'm not going to be probably overly bullish on Benson with James Conner there. But obviously he's a handcuff. If Conner gets hurt, Benson can be usable.
Yeah. I need to find the Gannon quote because I didn't see that. I did see the Benson quote and James Conner's quote.
Check Coach. I think Coach Speak Index had tweeted about it today or yesterday.
Roger that. Here is some interesting news. There's an Allen wrench in my Chargers wide receiver plans, and I know the same goes for you as well. I just did a best ball draft, and you didn't have Quentin Johnson like anywhere near where his ADP is going right now.
I was not drafting him at all. Yeah,
but he dropped from like 140 to like 180.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I'd still.
Yeah, his ADP, I didn't, but his ADP is 140 right now, but no one drafted him until 180. What's going on there?
I think that this probably hurts Trey Harris the most from the standpoint of where we had them and where we'll probably draft them now. Keandre Lambert-Smith was already getting drafted pretty late, and I also think that KLS has a skill set where it's big playability driven and down the field driven, and that's still fine to throw a 20th round dart in a DraftKings best ball league draft. Whereas with Trey Harris, I mean, he was a solid like 10th or 11th round pick, and now I don't know how you draft him in the top 13 rounds at least. Like, I think that there's a lot of question marks there. Keenan Allen last year, I think, is getting people are being too harsh about his season. Obviously he ran a little bit more in the slot because that's what he does. His slot rate was 54%, which is actually like pretty in line with what we just generally see from Keenan Allen. And then last year, his slot yards per route run rate was actually not very strong. It was like 1.14. His perimeter was 1.62. His overall yards per route run rate, better than Rome Odunze. And it was kind of like, it was a little worse than DJ Moore and such, but like, environmentally, it wasn't that great for Keenan Allen, as we know, for everyone in that Chicago offense. But like, Guys, Keenan Allen, I'm looking at it right now. Since his second year in the league, in seasons where he's played a significant amount of snaps, he has not been below a 23% target share in a single season, which is mind-bogglingly good. Like, just that's crazy. And he's the kind of player, in my opinion, that can play a long time based on what, like, he's not a big separator to begin with. And so I don't think, like, he's just a finesse route runner. And so, like, I think that will allow him to play longer. He was good on the outside last year. He's generally been fine as a perimeter receiver. Year before that, 3.18 yards per route run on the outside. He's been over 2 basically every season of his career since his second year in the league on the outside before last year. And yeah, maybe last year was a sign of the decline, which probably is, but I don't think this is a nothing burger for that team. Like, I think that Ladd McConkey, who also is really good on the outside, so if he plays more on the outside, it's totally fine. Don't overthink it. I think McConkey takes at least a very slight hit with another body there. Trey Harris takes a major hit. KLS is more of just a big play guy at this point. And then Keenan Allen, I think, is like in the wide receiver 50 to 60 range. Like maybe after I could look at my rankings and probably be more specific with this, but I think that he is someone that like we can write this off as being like a bad spot, but
yeah,
maybe I have him a little over like wide receiver 60. So in like the wide receiver 60s, but that's like where, Rashad Bateman and Romeo Doubs, like that kind of player goes. And I can make the argument of Allen over them pretty easily.
So as far as this whole Chargers passing attack, could I summarize it in that we're not really sure about, the second and third and fourth, fifth options about the Chargers really, but this does help Herbert and this passing attack?
Yeah, I mean, it should, hypothetically help him. And I think that their pass rate could actually improve and increase based on this too. But having another body there is just not nothing. Like, I think that Keenan Allen has not been like that egregiously bad. And
right.
I think we got to, recognize that and rank him. I'll probably rank him even higher now that I'm looking at it and thinking about it more. Like, I don't know why he couldn't be in the wide receiver 50s.
Like, who's around the wide receiver 50s? Give a name that
Cedric Tillman.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, I think over a guy like Tillman, I think that where you get more, like, I would take Christian Kirk over him.
Yeah.
So maybe in that area in general. But yeah, I mean, where Kirk goes, that's like, Marvin Mims, like pretty decently like high upside / I think Kirk could just see a lot of volume, but in that area, I think makes sense.
Okay, to the next receiver. We got lots of receiver stuff here. Receivers and running backs, basically. It's quiet for the quarterbacks and tight ends. Shakira's hips better than Shakira's ankles. So obviously Shakira's out. They don't have a ton of passing. I'm not gonna expound on Shakira's hips because they don't lie. But look at that mug. I've never seen that.
Yeah, my friend for the 1000th episode got me a late round fantasy football cup.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's just 1000th episode down there.
It replaced Mo Alley Cox?
I got Mo Alley Cox over here, but I wanted to have a little bit more portable situation.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shakira's ankles, they only have really 2 healthy wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
I know you haven't been that high on Dalton Kincaid either. Does this change your opinion on these guys?
I think Keon Coleman maybe a little bit because it might allow him to run into the slot a little bit more. Maybe Kincaid a little bit of a bump, but I think Shakir now is not a target. Like before, I could make the argument that he was because the floor was really good, but when you have an injury like this, the floor disappears, and so kind of like what we wanted from him is gone. But also, I'll talk about this in a second when I get to today's data. There is some stuff too that I probably was a little bit too aggressive with Khalil Shakir, though there's, I could go either way, but regardless, there's enough stuff for me to say, I don't think he's a target. He falls in rankings, high ankle sprains are nothing that we should mess around with. Mason Taylor has one too. And so I'm not nearly as high on Shakir anymore, even though I think he's a really good player.
Yeah. We'll talk about Taylor in a second. Let's talk about the 3 Bears. Because if I'm Goldilocks and I'm going into this house, you know what the three bears are, right?
I'm assuming it's DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai, and Roshan Johnson.
Gosh, you're so smart.
Is that
You're
what it
so
is?
smart. Yes. And like the three bears coming in, there was a little bit of a mess. You mentioned it yesterday in chat that there's a little bit of a mess in the Chicago backfield situation.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this. Don't buy into all the reports.
Yeah.
There are people out of Chicago saying that Kyle Monangai is the RB2, but then there's an ESPN report yesterday that said that Roshan Johnson was playing with the ones. He had both goal line looks and scored on them. And he's also potentially their third down back.
Yeah.
I mean, if that happens, if Roshan Johnson is the third down back and the goal line back, and DeAndre Swift obviously would get a lot of work through the air, on early downs and stuff, and even on third downs. But like, that's huge for his fantasy value. So I'm actually still fine with Roshan. I still think you can throw the dart at Monangai because it's cheap enough. And I'm mostly not, I haven't admittedly been very heavy on DeAndre Swift. And it's honestly pretty vibes based. It's a pretty vibes based stance. Like, I could see him obviously thriving and being fine, but I worry about, his talent itself. I worry about him being able to handle enough work on the ground and in between the tackles there. And look, from a target share standpoint, there's a lot of competition in that offense to get some of those closer to the line of scrimmage looks with Luther Burden and DJ Moore there. And so I think even that could be lower than we expect. So I'm not fading him outright, but I have not been aggressive with him. I like the wide receivers in that range way more.
Yeah. You said in the chat too, we embrace the mess.
Yeah, we love the mess. This is what we love. We love the mess. We love ambiguity at running back. So I'm going to continue to buy into the cheaper guys there.
Okay. Last year we had a little bit of a mess as well. It feels like there's not, the Bears backfield situation since Montgomery left.
Yeah.
Hasn't been exactly clear. JETS down BAD. So we've got reports of Fields just being very inaccurate. We've got now Mason Taylor, who was one of his favorite targets, going down with a high ankle sprain. Probably not going to be ready for the start of the season. As someone who drafted Garrett Wilson in the stacked league, should I be concerned about just all these Jets right now?
Yeah, I mean, look, I sent a tweet out that I said I'm shocked that something along the lines of I'm shocked that Justin Fields has been inaccurate in camp with Josh Reynolds as his wide receiver too, and people were trying to tell me that what I meant by that was that I thought it was just another excuse for Justin Fields. No, both things can be true. Justin Fields can be a questionable passer, while Josh Reynolds is a really bad team wide receiver too. Like, both things can and probably are true. I definitely have some concerns. The offensive line is still, Rich Ryan talked about this on Becoming a Best Ball Bro, but the offensive line is probably the strong point in that offense right now. So I do think they're going to be pretty run heavy, try to run the ball. Garrett Wilson's going to probably need to have like a 32% target share to live up to expectation is my fear. Mason Taylor being out, definitely not fun, definitely not good for his development. So I'm just going to say yes, because they are down bad. That's my response to what's going on here.
Yeah, you look at the other wide receivers in that room. First of all, tight ends. You've got like Stone Smart and Ruckert.
They're drafting bad wide receivers. They drafted Malachi Corley last year, a guy the Zap model despised.
Arian Smith
this year, a guy the Zap model despises. Like, it's just, nothing against them as humans, but like as wide receivers, they're just not players that really get you inspired and excited. Especially, they drafted Arian Smith over like Torrey Horton, who's getting a ton of love right now out of Seattle.
Yeah, they already had Xavier Gibson for like kickoff returns.
Yeah, Arian Smith pick was horrible.
Yeah. All right. At least we got some positive Braylon Allen news last week that I'm just hanging on to for something positive out of there. All right. All-Day Mitchell, AD Mitchell is he's flashing some brilliance in camp. Like, these are one of some of those reports that you might want to pay attention to, because he's just mossing everybody in camp, JJ.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an easy go-to 20th round pick in best ball this offseason. When you combine the fact that I had question marks about him as a prospect, so I don't think that he's clean, but he's one of the most athletic players we've ever seen come out. And sometimes that will translate. And I think that in this environment that they're in, where he's not going to get a huge target share because Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Tyler Warren are all there. What's going to win out for him is using his athleticism to get down the field and play that Alec Pierce role, which Alec Pierce was really good in last year. And so I think the problem with Mitchell is how is he going to find the field and see enough volume, right? That's the issue. I do think that Richardson matches up better for AD Mitchell probably than Daniel Jones would, because Richardson and his ADOT and chucking it down the field. We talked about his ADOT earlier this offseason. That's what he did a lot last year, and that's what he's done in the league. But with that being said, I just don't know with a healthy, with healthy pass catchers there, where AD Mitchell is going to see a consistent 15 to 20% target share. I just don't know where that's going to come from. But I think that he's great in best ball. So I've drafted him a ton in best ball, probably not as much in season long. But yeah, I mean, I think that I'm not that surprised with an athletic specimen, because he got a lot of love last year too, because he's an athletic specimen, and those kinds of players really shine in this kind of environment.
Okay, we got rookie running backs. So got Jaden Blue, Bishal Tootin. We know about these other guys. I'll honestly want to highlight this comment because this guy's he's Barry's guy this year. You've talked glowingly about him with the Najee Harris news. Matthew May says, I just traded away Adunze, Pitts, and Fields in a 1-quarterback league to get Hampton because of the prospect guide. Thanks for all the great work.
Well, you're welcome.
Hope it works out.
Yeah. Hope it works out.
I hope he's talking about dynasty.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The Pitts stuff, boy, that still scares me.
Yeah.
Okay. These rookie running backs, though, you say buy most of them.
Yeah, because their costs aren't getting out of control. I mean, I still think that the Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren dynamic, I like Jalen Warren because I think we're going to get more zero RB, early season work from him. And then maybe Caleb takes over, but I think we're going to see more Jalen Warren to start the season. So I'll just go that direction. But I still think he's fine where he goes. I love both RJ Harvey and Travion Henderson. When you get deeper, Bishal Tootin, and my perspectives guest, I won't reveal who it is, but we talked a little bit about the Jacksonville backfield on perspectives that drops on Friday. I actually recorded it right before this, a little bit earlier than I typically do, but we're going on a road trip tomorrow, so I had to. And so we talked about the Jacksonville backfield and how Tank Bigsby kind of getting the love that he's getting is a better thing for Bishal Tootin than if it were to be Travis Etienne, because we know that Tootin is more one-dimensional. I still think Tootin is a very good prospect. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's price isn't really rising so significantly. Kyle Monangai, his price isn't really changing. I mean, there's just it's a really good draft class. Brashard Smith, I love still. Please draft him. Woody Marks, I think, is fine. Just draft these running backs in the final rounds of your draft. It's a really, really good class.
Okay, there's some guys we did. I don't know if you mentioned Travion Henderson. If you did,
yeah, I did quickly with him and RJ Harvey. I love both of them. Yeah,
but Travion Henderson's stock is going up. Two guys' stock who's kind of going down would be Caleb Johnson. You kind of mentioned just there's some concerns about pass protection,
but then there's also some reports that he's insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it'll actually go down.
Okay. And then also Cam Scatterbo. Seems like you got some Tracy love over.
Yes, but that's something that I've been on the Tracy side this offseason because if I'm being honest, a lot of the ADP trends that I look at really favor Tracy over Scatterbo, where we want in the middle rounds, we want ambiguous backfields, we want pass catchers, and we want the second-year guys, not the rookies as much. And so I think that Tracy's in a pretty good spot right now.
Okay, Nick says, what about the Texans running back situation? We just talked about Woody Marks. We got Dameon Pierce leading the RB1 charge today. Chubb is dusted. Mixon, there are some reports that he's, in serious trouble as far as the season goes. So you just want to stay away from that right now, JJ.
Yeah, I mean, I think Woody Marks is kind of intriguing because their offensive line is so bad and they might need the outlet as a pass catcher, and that's what he does. Nick Chubb is not that dude. Dameon Pierce has not been that dude. But I actually think that Dameon Pierce and like best ball is kind of interesting right now because no one's drafting him and no one has drafted him. So you have an edge if you were to get him. And this scheme should fit him better than the Bobby Slowick one that he was just running in. And so I'm intrigued enough by potentially Dameon Pierce. The problem is they're probably not going to cut Chubb. They're not going to cut Woody Marks.
Yeah.
So the only way Dameon Pierce probably plays and dresses, I mean, maybe you could play a special teams role so they would just dress 4. But as if Joe Mixon is really actually out.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just on our treason tracker, right, we've got right now, the draft I was in today, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt went 15th in the 15th round.
Yeah, that's about. I think I would only be getting him 16th and later. 15th is pretty early.
Still, some are saying 16th would be fantasy relevant. So shout out to Redacted making his plans right now, I'm sure. All right, let's get on to today's data.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. I think it's a fun one.
No sound effect.
Oh, today's data. How's that?
Yeah.
So I wrote an email newsletter, a blast that went out this morning, right? It was this morning.
Yes, it did.
On Jayden Reed and whether or not Jayden Reed's slot work and the way that and his lack of route participation actually matters, because there's a lot of people talking about this on social media right now. And so I looked at players who had sub 80% route participations and then more than a 60% slot rate since 2011. So these are players who aren't running a full complement of routes, and a lot of their routes are coming out of the slot. This is minimum 8 games played since 2011. The 5 players who ranked in the top 24, you can see here: Hunter Renfrow, Randall Cobb, Percy Harvin, Keenan Allen, Victor Cruz. The median target share of those guys, all of them were above a 20% target share. The median target share was 22.6%. And then 4 of the 5 players scored at least 8 touchdowns in that season. The one who didn't was Keenan Allen, who only played 10 games. And so this is just a point per game perspective. So like, I do think this is where you see Jayden Reed on this list, which is funny. But this is where I have fear about Jayden Reed. Josh Downs is another one. And then Khalil Shakir is another one who kind of fits this mold. And so I should have bumped. The thing is, though, where I feel optimistic is I think all 3 of those players are really good. And all 3 of those players, if the coaching staff just changes their minds, could just see more work on the outside. Even Josh Downs. Like they're good enough to be able to do that, which is why I don't think they're even close to fades. So with Reed, I'm drafting on ADP, Shakir now definitely with the high ankle. And then Josh Downs, I haven't been as into from a situation standpoint because of Anthony Richardson, but Josh Downs is still like, if Downs has a bad front half of the season from like a points perspective, he is going to be, he already is, but he's going to be such a screaming buy in dynasty. He's just someone that you definitely want on your dynasty squad.
Yeah. If Josh Downs has a good year this year, we'll probably just log off. Like there's like a handful of guys that if they have a good year, it's gonna really hurt me. Josh Downs is one of them, because it's not even because of Josh Downs. It's like his situation. You mentioned it, and also the guys that are going around him right now at current cost. I just like a whole lot better.
Yeah, like I'd take both Green Bay wide receivers over Josh Downs. So.
Yeah, and they're honestly, if you're going late round quarterback, those are some of your quarterbacks are going in that range that you're targeting. So that's why I just don't have a ton of Downs this year.
But look, the bottom line is it's pretty rare for these types of wide receivers to give you a really high ceiling. Like we're talking once every 3 years you get a top 24 performance. I think Reed can do what he did in 2023, but it's hard to imagine if they don't change up the way they use him for him to get much higher than that.
Yeah, especially when we're talking about redraft leagues. And that's
easier in best ball.
That Green Bay situation in redraft leagues is going to be just hoping that your guy is the one targeted. All right, you ready to move on? Let's get to round 6 through 10 targets. This is where JJ is going to give his favorite pick, and again, you can chime in in the live comments or afterwards as far as who your favorite targets are for each round. Let's start with round 6 because you've got a name that has really picked up steam this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I could have gone a lot of guys here. Like, I like Jamison Williams a lot. I like Tedero McMillan a lot. I love this range for wide receivers. I like Travis Hunter. I like Calvin Ridley. I'm just going to go George Pickens here. Just because I love the upgrade in situation. Over the last 2 years, Pittsburgh has averaged 472 targets per season. So that's targeted pass attempts that registered as a target. Dallas has averaged 612 with Brian Schottenheimer as offensive coordinator. He's now head coach. And if you look at Dallas, they can't get a run game going in their scrimmage. They don't have good running backs to be able to get that running game going. I think that they're going to throw the ball quite a bit this year. So if Pickens, based on those historical last 2 seasons averages, if he saw like a 20 to 20.5% target share in Dallas's offense, he would maintain that 125 target pace that he had last year, with way more questionable quarterbacks versus Dak Prescott. But
yeah,
I think he can see a 23, 24% target share, which would just give him like up to 140 targets in this offense. And so if he's able to do that, that would be awesome. He's one of 29 wide receivers with 2 or more yards per out run seasons of 2 or more yards during his first 3 in the league. 23 of those 29 wide receivers have given us a 16 plus point per game season. The ones who didn't are still active right now. It's like Jalen Waddle, a couple of Green Bay guys, Jaden Reed being one of them. Like, there's a lot of upside with George Pickens as a player. And then if CeeDee Lamb were to go down, Pickens is a 30% target share player with Dak Prescott. So I think he's a smash pick right now.
I've got 2 things to say. The first is coming from a dad, right? Just dad life, gonna interject here. One of the things that has held George Pickens back, it seems like, has been maturity. Has it not seemed like he's matured more this offseason?
Yeah, maybe.
Just because we haven't, and I say that only because
there's been nothing negative.
There's been nothing negative. 100%. So I'm wondering if maybe the move to Dallas did him good.
Yeah, I like this comment too. I feel way better picking the round 5, round 6 wide receivers than I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. That's where it just sucks because your best ball portfolio, you're trying to play the ADP game, and then you can't be so overexposed to all of those players unless you reach. So
the second thing is like some people they're on like George Pickens, his ADP continues to rise. I think in home league, redraft league, so possibly still be the round 6, but in this stacked league, I mean, Ben Gretsch just took him a few minutes ago at the 5.2 spot.
Yeah.
So people love him. He also seems like almost like everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
So not just JJ's favorite. So if he doesn't work out, don't just blame JJ, blame other people too that had him as their favorite.
Yeah. Round 7, I'm going with Jaylen Warren. This is not, as I say here, this is not an anti-Caleb Johnson stance. I think that Jaylen Warren's better in pass pro, so he gets the better workload to start the year, especially with Aaron Rodgers under center and needing that pass protection. So I think he's the more attractive 0 RB option. Just 4 of 40 running backs drafted after round 2, but before pick 101, have hit a 60% running back rush share as rookies since 2011. That's in the Caleb Johnson range. Only 8 of them saw a 50% running back rush share or better. I think that Caleb Johnson is good. Like the model liked him. I liked him more than consensus coming out. Like, I think that he fits his scheme really, really well. My thing though is that I think Jaylen Warren's really, really good, and he can play a role in this offense. If the offense is just better than what most of us are projecting, then all of a sudden he could be a really usable, like, lower end RB2 to start the season, or like mid-range RB2. So I'll go with Warren. It's a safer option. It's not like a high upside option. But I think we sometimes need that if we're going more 0 RB.
Yeah, looking at the other guys in this list, there's a few question marks here.
This is the hardest round of all of them. I considered even talking Waddle as one. I like Tyrone Tracy, but I have Warren ranked ahead of Tyrone Tracy. And then I also thought about going Roma Dunze, but I wanted
I bet you did.
I wanted to get a running back in there because I have a lot of wide receivers that I'm talking about today.
Yeah, and it fits the bill as far as how we are building some of these teams with the hero RB he fits in with that because you're drafting a running back early in the first 3 rounds, and then you're looking for that second running back after you've kind of filled out the rest of your roster. So Nick says, what ADP is this? Egbuka at 115 is ridiculous. This is when we need to kind of separate our best ball and our underdog, especially underdog, compared to our home leagues and our redraft leagues is what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way that home league ADP looks. This is straight out of off of Fantasy Pros with Yahoo and a couple other sites. It might not be as updated as we'd like, but yeah, I mean, like this is what the kind of thing you might see in your home league. So I mean, I can only play off of what I'm given.
Go look at a magazine. Go to a store, Walmart, and then go open up a magazine and check out the ADP they have there. It will have Egbuka after, the 100s.
Yeah.
So, as far as like home league stuff, it doesn't change as dynamically as a best ball league does at all.
Right.
All right. And also you have to remember that like people might be confused. They see like Tyrone Tracy at 81 when you're like, oh, well, that's 2 or 3 rounds ahead of where he goes on DraftKings or Underdog.
Right.
It's because you're filling out your roster.
Yeah.
It's not just the best ball mentality. It's a totally different way to draft. This next pick, I'm not going to lie, JJ, it is not sexy.
It's not. And I thought about going Stephon Diggs here. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to have both of these guys as additions in the draft guide updates this week. But Jacoby Myers, look, it's more of a floor play more than likely. I like Diggs more from a ceiling perspective. So I have Diggs ranked ahead. This is just more so, they're like in the same tier, and Jacoby Myers is going later than Diggs here. Wide receiver 42 is just too cheap though. He's had a 21.3% target share per game rate or better in each of his last 5 seasons, which is wild. He's averaging 4.8 receptions per game over that time frame. He's finished top 27 in each of his last 3 in PPR points per game. He gets the Geno Smith upgrade, Chip Kelly offense. They should be pretty high pace and a lot of volume. So I like Jacoby Myers. I think that I would not be surprised if Jacoby Myers is like a low end wide receiver 2 this year.
Okay. JJ, I am going to give you the chance right now to have Jacoby Myers still as one of your favorites, but I'm going to give you the chance right now to add Diggs and basically in that same range, maybe a spot ahead of Jacoby Myers as your official pick for round 8.
Okay. I'll do that.
You want to?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
So I'll just put here. Actually, it's
the more I think about. Well, to be fair, you worked on this last night, and then you started looking at the draft guide more and more, and some of the updates. And this is when you were really thinking about the Diggs stuff.
Diggs' peripherals last year are pretty good. And he was really good on the outside, and that's where he's going to play more this year than he did last year. So I'm into Diggs, and I've been drafting him all off season. So I think it's fine if I have him. Yes, if you guys want to go Diggs instead of Myers, that's fine. Myers is just really safe because he's not coming off an ACL.
Yeah. Okay. C-Dub says, any chance Cup balls out in that round?
I mean, the Cup stuff is honestly pretty vibes based, but I just have a really hard time getting a player who's probably on the downturn of his career.
That's the thing.
In an offense that I don't really trust the quarterback play and the passing attack either.
Yeah. There is some JSN hype videos out there from training camp. Not a lot of Cooper Cup hype videos from training camp.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. It's hard.
That'll help your vibes. We've got Beefcake says, thought it was going to be Goff for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint. This one, I heard, we've got the slot demon, Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Silva today call Ricky Pearsall the shot demon. Because he got shot.
Did you see my last point in this Ricky Pearsall list? Did you see what I said?
I see that. because he got shot.
He got shot. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a dog. He's a dog.
Right.
Yeah, look, San Francisco, I've said all offseason, they're my number one team to improve in touchdowns per game year over year. Jawan Jennings is banged up. There's no more Deebo Samuel. There's definitely some red flags to Ricky Pearsall's peripherals, like his yards per out run rate was not very good last year, but he did finish the season strong and he got shot. So, that could have played at least some role, maybe. Round 9 is just cheap, man. Like, you're not really having to take a super strong stance to draft him in round 9. I do think that in this range, I could have easily gone Matthew Golden. I thought about that pretty strongly because I like Golden a lot. Tucker Kraft also, but Golden was my other one. So if we don't want to go Pearsall, we can say also Matthew Golden.
No, I like Pearsall.
No, he's my highest rostered, highest exposed wide receiver in best ball right now because when he went on the pup, he dropped an ADP like a round and a half. And so I was just drafting him every draft.
Well, and if they make him the focal point of this offense, which he could be, as far as pass catching, not, we got Christian McCaffrey, but we got a comment that says any chance Kittle falls to irrelevant due to smelling salt ban.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe it's a huge deal to him. Maybe that's his PED,
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe there's some other stuff. All right. And this one, round 10, he was actually mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Emeka Egbuka.
Yeah. I mean, is Chris Godwin, when is he going to play? We have no idea right now. And to me, this is the right team for Egbuka. We saw last year Jalen McMillan get drafted by Tampa Bay, and he was a slot guy coming out, or perceived slot guy. He played the perimeter and had a nice stretch. Egbuka is a way better prospect than Jalen McMillan. He had a ZAP score over 95. The hit rates for guys in the wide receiver 30 to 50 range, like in that area, historically have been awesome for that kind of ZAP score. It's an offense that's obviously should be good, even though I do think that there's going to be some regression through the air. And at the end of the day, Emeka Egbuka is just good. He was someone that I was into as a prospect, talked him up a lot during draft season. I've had him sort of in that like from the ZAP model has had him in that elite producer tier throughout. Like he's just a really good prospect with Travis Hunter and Tet McMillan. Like Egbuka was right there with him. I think he's a very, very good prospect. I'm going to try to get him on as many redraft teams as I can.
Okay. Nick said, "Are you sure you don't want to take Jonnu Smith over him, JJ?"
Nick seems a little bit upset that this isn't as updated as he would want it to be.
No, I think he just knows that the Jonnu is not the guy here. Here is my question though, because we did favorite targets round 1 through 5, and then favorite targets round 6 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking about your brand. Where's the quarterbacks at?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a chance to take Drake May, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Drake May is the go-to late round quarterback. I would maybe if we went to round 12 or something like that, I'd be talking quarterback, but hard for me to say go after them. I mean, I think that you could make an argument, like I've said all along this offseason, like you can make arguments for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts and stuff, but
yeah.
I'm opting more for running backs and wide receivers still in that area.
Okay. Yeah, and you can just get Drake May after the first 10 rounds. Just go up, load up on your studs, get Drake May. And we're not going to have rounds 11 through 15. But if you want to listen to the late round targets or the targets episode of the late round podcast, you can find that in the podcast feed because Drake May is featured there.
Yes, he is.
All right. Let's get to the end of the show. JJ, I want to know this. We're taking a road trip to the Fantasy Football Expo.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of a sneak preview of what your road trip habits are. Are we stopping at a gas station? Are we stopping to take pictures of every state we pass by?
No, I'm very much a let's just get this done road trip kind of person where we'll probably stop at Chick-fil-A or something on the way up and that'll be our lunch and I'll eat in the car. You'll probably feed me as I'm driving. That's my vision, at least. And no, we'll get like Chick-fil-A and just drive through it and listen to some tunes.
Yeah.
I like to snack a lot and road
That's
trips.
what I was wondering, like what your go-to snacks are.
Big snack guy on road trips. Beef jerky. I'll go beef jerky, but I don't think
I love beef jerky.
I don't think I have the kind of beef jerky that I like. I should have ordered. Maybe I'll order it on Amazon tonight and it'll come overnight. Beef jerky. I'll get some diet sodas. I'll get that's sometimes I'll do like
energy drink.
No, because I don't do caffeine. I'm not a caffeine guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I like to I enjoy conversation on road trips because it keeps me awake and going, Like,
all right,
because when you're driving, just kind of gets boring, and then you're like, I'm just gonna fall asleep right now and be done with this.
You got it, bud. Enneagram 7 right here. Lots of conversations to have.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
the half business, half personal, and then the other half will be our best ball and redraft exposures. So.
Yeah. Someone said, tell us about the beef jerky. I get this like pretty clean brand because of my dietary restrictions. But I'm actually looking at my Amazon right now to see if I can find it. But it's just like a clean beef jerky, regular flavored. I think it tastes good. We'll see what Kitchen says. I think I found a good beef jerky. Oh, here it is. It's Larissa's Kitchen Premium Grass-Fed and Finished Beef Jerky Snack Packs. 5 of them.
This sounds way too fancy for me. I usually get
you just get like the Jack Links or whatever.
The chili lime. I like a soft jerky.
This is a little bit harder. Yeah.
I like a tender jerky.
Yeah.
I like a little bit I like my jerky to be a little moist.
Oh, a Sunkist Zero, they say. Does Sunkist have caffeine in it?
I don't know.
That's the other thing. I don't do like Diet Coke or anything because it has that cat. Is it bizarre how all those sodas and pops have caffeine in them? So random. Like, why is it gotta have caffeine?
I hope you say pops more on this trip.
It's pop. That's what I grew up saying because I'm from Pittsburgh.
Don't stop now. Keep that same energy. All right. Shout out to everyone that just were following along with today's show. Also, if you there you go, Sunkist caffeine free. I'm gonna buy JJ Sprite's on me.
Sprite's great.
Yeah, it is. So
but you know what the best is? It's
ginger ale.
No, it's Fresca. Fresca is the goat. Okay. But
Fresca is still in the ginger ale Sprite category.
You guys know what I've been treating myself to recently is
Olipop
diet root beer. Good stuff. Like, when's the last time you actually sat and enjoyed a root beer on ice? It's good stuff.
I love a root beer. Have you tried the Olipop stuff? Like the
Yeah, I have. Yeah. And the what's the other one? What's the bigger brand? Not Olipop.
Yeah, I forget.
I'm just blanking right now.
Yeah.
But yes, we have some.
Someone will mention that.
Kind of messes. There's too much probiotic stuff going on in those.
Got it.
Yeah. Makes me
shit.
You don't want to you definitely don't want to be in the car when I'm drinking those.
Poppy.
Yeah, Poppy. Yeah.
Poppy makes JJ poopy. All right. Remember to order the draft guide, lateround.com. Also, if you'd like to see the announcement that we made about our Patreon members and having access included to a promotional or to a draft assistance and league management tool called Stacked Fantasy, make sure you go to the Patreon to check that out. You can be a free member, paid member, whatever. You can see about that. We're excited about that partnership and excited about just getting the community up and going. Getting people into the news and rumors channel. That's all I care about.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
It's a fun place to be. Our chats, our daily chats. Yes. I've grown to love it. We need to do some explainers, JJ, as far as like what things are. Like people are like, what's a BIM? You know, and everyone's like, I'm so glad you asked because I was wondering what a BIM was.
Yeah, there's someone in the Discord needs to put together a little dictionary.
Yeah. And so everyone can follow
glossary, if you will.
I like inside jokes. Would love to be a part of one day. All right, JJ, any final thoughts from you?
No, I'm excited for the expo. If you guys are there, don't be a stranger. Come approach us. We'll love to chat.
Yeah. All right. On behalf of JJ, I'm David. We'll see you this weekend. And if not, we'll see you next time here in the Late Round Fantasy Football Show, sponsored by DraftKings. Peace.